Thank you, Toastmasters, Toastmasters, and good evening, Toastmasters. This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then hear my heart burst again. For this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment. So overdue, I owe them. Script swept away, I'm stolen. That's actually a verse from Adele's song Skyline. I can't sing, so I will not burden you with my voice of But I did purposely put this topic as this is the end to scare people, and obviously it worked. This is the end. This is my second part that I have finished. I've been in Toastmasters since 2019. Yeah, 2019. That's when I moved to the apartment in Silver Spring, in downtown Silver Spring, and I used to travel to Toastmasters. Then after during the pandemic, I bought a house in Four Corners, and I still do Toastmasters. It is the summer, which is actually a really good time for me to finish my pathways, because normally in the summer I hardly come to the meetings because my kid does swimming. So I hardly come to meetings because he has swimming on Wednesdays, and I normally have to do that in the summer. So this is actually a really good time for me to, take this break, especially in in-person meetings. I'll probably be at the online meetings, but in-person meetings will be hard to get to. In level 1, I did an icebreaker. It was my second icebreaker, therefore I did not speak about myself. I spoke about my father. At the time he had passed, so I spoke about him and how he has influenced me in my time growing up. After that, I did a speech of writing with purpose. I don't remember that speech. It was so long ago. I tried to go through all of the agendas to find all of my speeches. After about 2 years, I stopped looking because that's how far my first speech in this pathway was. So I stopped looking at all these speeches. I was like, okay, I'm finished. I'm not doing it anymore. After that, I did a speech on the evaluation, which this is speeches everybody do, evaluation. So you give a speech and then you re-give the same speech to the next time. Hopefully that same person evaluated you. Then I went on to level 2. I have growth from there. I went on with level 2 in this pathway. That's when you start to branch off from level 1 for all pathways seems the same. In level 2 you start to branch off into your own pathways. I did understand the leadership style. That's when I spoke about how I became the manager. At that point I was just appointed a manager. So how I became manager and how I planned to lead my team in whatever project that we were doing. I did a speech of connect with the audience. Again, I spoke about my leadership team and how I lead the team and how we talk about stuff like that. I talk about mentoring and how I actually mentor one of my direct reports who have gone on to work for Amazon, and I have another one who gone on to work for Google. Like, they have grown so much that they actually have gone on to work for the bigger companies, the ABC they call it, the ABC companies, no, alphabet companies, whatever. Then in level 3 we did present a proposal. My proposal was to a change from work again, a change in our deliveries to the public of our file, which I did present that too at work and also got approved. I did connect with the audience, the storytelling, which I probably told a really good story. I like tell stories, so I connect with the audience. Then they inspire the audience. I think I told something of work. I like to make my speech work related, because there's a lot of instances at work that I do these things. Level 4, we go into the depth of this pathways. These are the longer speeches. Manage projects successfully. That's when I spoke about the the accountability system that we do at work, which is just giving all the schools a grade, and they do that in Maryland also, but I actually do it within DC, so on a smaller scale, because we only have 250 schools within DC. They have 250 schools within Montgomery County alone, so they gotta do it for like all the counties in Maryland. And then managing a difficult audience, we did that. You guys were a very good audience. Thank you for being difficult. We did an awesome job. Question and answers, we also did also that. Also, you guys came with some really good questions. And yes. Then we're in the final envoy, on the final part, final home stretch. Let's call it home stretch. We did the high performance leadership, and we also did lesson learned, which I did, I want to say 3 weeks ago, of a project that I did that was lesson that I learned a lesson. I want to speak about some stuff that I learned while in Toastmasters. What's some of my accomplishments by doing Toastmasters? I was an officer once. I am a truthful person to myself. I was not a very good teacher when I was a teacher. I hated teaching, and I was not a very good teacher. I was not a very good officer. I was a sergeant at arms. I came to the meetings, it was already set up already, but I did break down the meetings and put stuff back. But I came to meetings not 5 minutes before the meeting start like you're supposed to. Because of issues, I had to come in on time. But I would actually message Andy when said I'll be there on time and not before that you got to set up. So thank you, Andy, there for setting up all those meetings for me, and I break it down and break right down the meeting room. That was an accomplishment, and for those who are running for offices, it's a very hard thing to do, especially if you're busy life. It's very hard. I tip my hat off to the officers in the club, and especially to the officers who've been officers multiple years. I finished, as I said before, this is my second pathway that I finished. I do have one more pathways that I have no. I think I'll go forward with it. I don't know if I'm going to press to finish it. I'll probably go somewhere else, like venture off to other speeches, but I'm not going to press to finish it. That was when the Toastmasters was giving away free pathways to people. I said, okay, it's free, I'll just take that one too. Some accomplishment from my personal life. When I joined Toastmasters, I was entry level analyst in my company. By working hard, and also the skills I gained from Toastmasters with the interview, for answering these questions, not bombarding them with all these nonsense or gibberish, just answer directly these questions. I have traveled. I've got promoted from a 12 analyst, which is entry level, to a junior analyst, to a senior analyst, to a senior analyst, like to a senior analyst that only does like research, and I didn't do research because I did not do research. My main thing was to create applications and programs to help the team. So that's what I did. To now I've been promoted again to be a manager. That was 3 years ago. This is from somebody who spoke fast, didn't have the confidence in what I was doing, and have been told multiple times you need to improve your skills. So Toastmasters helped me to gain the confidence, so that I know that I can speak well. I can bring across what I'm thinking to the person and explain to them what I am thinking. And the reason I say I was a bad teacher, because it frustrated me that I know what I want to say to the kid, how to teach the kid, but I couldn't get the kid to actually understand how to do it in the manner I want them to do it. Joining Toastmasters has changed this. I can explain what I want to do, and I can explain it to you in the layman terms. Will I ever be a teacher again? No, I will not, ever. But I do teach my kid how to do advanced maths, That's as much as I do. I teach my kid. I've also in my endeavors of being Toastmasters. Also, I've done like I've got it. I got to present to a group of dignitaries from Africa and the Caribbean about what we do, and that was very. When I was up there in front of these 100 people, I was like oh, I'm very happy I was Toastmasters. I was looking at my co-presenter and they were shaking, they're literally shaking. Although they were presenting, they were shaking. I was like, I felt that this is where I belong. I was presenting and I was flowing, and it was like there was no ums and ahs, and there was no, and I wasn't shaking. I wasn't embarrassed. I felt confident because I know that I've done this already, and I practiced for this. What will I do next? I actually have emailed the division to be an area person. We call it again. I emailed the division to be an area person, so that next, hopefully in soon, I can actually get my DTM. The reason why I wanted my DTM, because my Ewe twin, he actually has a DTM from around 5 years ago, and he keep on, saying I have a DTM. So now I want my DTM, so I can say I have it too. So that's why that he was one of the reasons why I joined Toastmasters, and get a DTM would be it'd be accolade that we can share, so that we accomplish something that we work towards. Thank you, and thank you for the journey and for being here with me. I'll still be here in Toastmasters, so do not worry. This is not the end. Good night.